This is my ALA 100 design matrix. So to get into it, we first have the park table, which gave a pretty low score in comfortability, but the highlight was definitely the cost as well as the function. Next, we have the park bench. The park bench I gave a slightly lower score in cost because it's made out of finer materials, the wood looks better, the metal looks better, but I also gave it a 10 in function, and I gave it a much higher score in aesthetics. Then for the park swing, I gave the park swing a cost score in between because it seems to be made out of some sort of cast metal. I also gave it really highly in function because it does its job really well. It's sort of a more leisurely seating style than the first two. Next we have the Ramada table. I gave this one the highest cost just based on appearance. It doesn't seem to be made in a way that would justify a really high cost. I also gave it really high scores across the board in terms of safety, sustainability, social impact, and function. It can seat a lot of people. It has a pretty good social impact for that reason. Sustainability is tied to cost as well as environmental impact. Because it's so cheap, it's also using regenerative materials like wood. Next, we have the yard chairs, which I gave a really high score in comfortability. As you can see, they have some nice pillows. Gave them a medium score for cost, and I gave them a pretty high score for aesthetics. Lastly, we have this egg chair, which received a really high score in comfortability, but also a low score in cost, because this one was a bit pricey. It got lower scores for that reason across social impact, sustainability, and environmental impact, but it scored really well in aesthetics. And that's my design matrix.